Royal Newfoundland Regiment has a long and storied past that stretches back to the 18th century, making it one of the oldest regiments in Canada. However, it is the record of their First World War exploits which receives the greatest attention. Their story begins with the famous First 500, when they embarked from St. John's on October 4, 1914, bound for England on the SS Florizel. 1 year later, the regiment entered a war zone for the first time in 100 years, landing on Kangaroo Beach, Suvla Bay, Gallipoli. The constant enemy fire, horrible intestinal disease, and fierce winter storms, punctuated by the success at Caribou Hill, and the evacuation reduced the hardiest Newfoundlanders to mere shells of their former selves. For many, the war would end in a farmer's field near the village of Beaumont-Hamel on July 1, 1916. For others, it is where Newfoundland's Great War story begins. Nearly 300 Newfoundland sons would perish on July 1st, and another 400 were wounded. Devastating losses for an island nation for which the sting of July 1st is as strong today as it was then. The regiment would get their revenge at Goudecourt in October 1916, where the battalion not only took their objective, but prevented the loss of their neighbour's objective by thinning out their lines and holding steadfast. The regiment would once again be wiped out at Monchy-le-Preux in April 1917, only for a small band from headquarters to successfully defend the village against all odds. 3 more times during 1917, the regiment fought with such distinction, determination, and bravery. King George V would bestow the highest honour for a regiment in the field by granting the prefix Royal. From December 1917, they had become the Royal Newfoundland Regiment. In 1918, the regiment marched across Belgium and into Germany. Along the way, Private Thomas Ricketts was awarded the Victoria Cross, and the regiment was given the distinction of leading the entire 9th Scottish Division across the Rhine River and into Germany. The Royal Newfoundland Regiment Museum, a member of the regimental family, continues to remember those heroes who fought under the Caribou. The museum is the caretaker of many significant artifacts from the First World War. The collection contains many priceless keepsakes from the war, including many uniforms that were worn by soldiers such as Captain Sidney Frost, Captain Victor Bennett of the Royal Flying Corps, and Captain John Bemister. Among the museum's collection, which has revered presents on the museum's Wall of Honor, there can be found service medals to heroes of the regiment. Dr. Clooney McPherson, inventor of the gas mask. Lieutenant Colonel Arthur Haddo, the regiment's commanding officer at Beaumont-Hamel. Sergeant Stuart Dooling, one of the only 2 soldiers awarded gallantry awards for July 1st. And even Private Hazen Fraser, the 14-year-old handler of the regiment's famous mascot, Sable Chief. The museum collection also includes service medals, a silver tray, and photographs of 2 of the Eyre family who fell on July 1st. Among the museum's collection are battlefield relics from Beaumont-Hamel, Goudecourt, and Caribou Hill. There are trench maps that not only show the front lines, but they were also carried into battle. There is also an extensive photograph collection, which includes Padre Thomas Nangle's photo album from the unveiling of the Newfoundland War Memorial near Beaumont-Hamel in 1925, and many more items too numerous to mention. We are located near the original training grounds of the Blue Patties in the Anthony Patton Building, Canadian Forces Base, St. John's, on the shores of Kitty Bitty Lake.